Greetings, fellow Terrans. Welcome to the next episode for our Terra Invicta Let's Play. So last time I finally broke into China. I also realized I didn't have enough boost, which delayed me a little bit, and I'm out of mission control. So I thought more about this, and I need more mission control, so China and US are putting more into mission control. Obviously, US is doing it a lot more because I control all the points. I've effectively fixed the cohesion for the most part, so I don't really need to put much more left on welfare, I don't think, and I'm just going to keep hitting mission control. Hopefully I get about one a month. That'll let me get a couple more orbitals up, things like that. And the plan for this episode is we will have research done to start designing our first spaceship. I'll talk a little bit about the drive I'm going to use and the weapons I'm going to put on it, because the aliens, they've been doing a lot of human subject experiments and they have not received IRB approval. They need to be, receive a correction there. And also I have a mission to salvage alien tech, which the best way to get it, generally speaking, is shoot down a single alien ship, which is entirely possible if you know what you're doing. Alright, so let me get started, and once I've researched a very minor tech that I need in order to actually open the ship design, I will talk a little bit about what I'm shooting for in terms of research and drives. Oh wow. Corrupt generals. Loses tech level, democracy goes down. Well, so this is an interesting event. I've never seen this before. The artwork looks new too. So I lose tech level. US is really my beat stick, not China. Democracy score, not a problem in the slightest, and I'll talk about why in several episodes. Inequality, that could be a problem. Less GDP is actually kind of good, because that makes the control point super expensive. It's down to 38. Has that already been... Oh yeah, so the event reduced it by 116 billion. Looks like. So it's still grown since game start, but it's a little bit cheaper to hold now. So this is a fun event. Basically this is XCOM 2, or maybe XCOM kind of event. It stinks we have to pay. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not humanity first. But it's a lot of ops and money, but abductions are not good. They make the aliens' attempts to do things to influence your countries stronger. This affects Uruguay, not the United States or China, but I might eventually be in South America. So, yeah, let's try this. Haha, best possible. So, Uruguay loves me for helping them with the abductions, but it doesn't really matter. So I just finished the 2 low Earth orbit expansions. So I have another xenology and space science lab here, and then I added a xenology lab. So I get an extra 20% bonus for xenology, and because it's in low Earth orbit, I get a +1 to alien detection. Well, +2 because I have 2 of these. And the space science ones give you +3% for mission control, which I desperately need right now. If I had another mission control, I would seriously consider putting up in our platform port. I mostly have to pay in boost, but I don't really need boost for much of anything anymore. And eventually my water volatiles income will be fine. Alright, so I can now do designs. So I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do for my first ship. So the first ship, its purpose is to sit in Earth orbit and shoot down a couple aliens. It doesn't need lots of Delta V to go into different planets. It's purely defense vessel that will stay very near its home base. And there's a couple ones here. I'll probably try and get the next tier of ships if possible. But when you put in a ship, you have a drive. These are all the basic drives. These are terrible in terms of their everything. So the key things here is thrust. This is how much oomph they got, and they have potentially more thrust in combat. How efficient they are with power, what sort of exhaust velocity they have. The heavier your ship is, the more power you need for your drive. Of course, making your drive more powerful can make your ship more heavy. That's difficult to deal with. And then you need a power plant. I'm going to be going for molten power. And when I'll show it later on when I'm actually showing the real ship design. But these will have weights too, and as you upgrade them, they'll get lighter, will produce more energy for less weight. You'll need a battery. Generally, you want something that's as light as possible. You need radiators. Again, you want light, so the titanium is lighter. 400 tons of waste heat per gigawatt, 181 tons per gigawatt. Also costs the rare metals, which don't have. You might want a heat sink. There's other utility modules that you'll use instead. Weapons, right now all you have is a few repurposed Navy weapons. These are not very good. We're not going to use those. A little cannon there. And then armor. Again, the better armors are lighter. So you can see we have 46 tons being added if we add an armor to the nose or tail. 35 tons, 31, back up to 44. These are all the basic ones. I have not really researched any techs. You don't need a lot of the extra modules. What you need is a good drive, which there's so many drives. I'll talk about it when I actually start researching it. You need a nice power core. You need weapons. And that's about it. Because the alien ship, for instance, the one that is coming for a surveillance mission later this year, this destroyer from out in the outer solar system, it's, well, we can't even see. Oh, that's not the right one. My apologies. There's a different one. Is it this one? No. No. Okay, where's the one that is transferring to low Earth orbit? I know I saw it. No. Did it not? Did it stop? Hold on, let me find it. The destroyer. Here we go. Oh, this is the one that's currently in Earth orbit. Well, this is one that's currently in Earth orbit that's doing surveillance. I know I saw. Oh, maybe it's this one. Here we go. Yes, this one is transferring. But it's probably exactly the same. I think it's the same class, right? Wandering Galaxy, yeah. All they got is a light mass driver, one orange laser, and another laser. And it's only got 12 armor. So if we can trick it into fighting us, we can actually win a fight. And hey, I mean, it's conducting a science mission. It's doing surveillance on us. And it doesn't have IRB approval. That's bad. It's very bad. We need to shut that down, right? So I'm going to be researching a few things, like the ability to actually construct a spacecraft at all, as well as the right molten core, the right weapons, a good drive, and that's all I really need. I doubt I'll get it ready by September, but it takes a long time for surveillance missions to complete, so maybe we can interrupt them. And once again, Soren being incredibly callous, and I'm sure there's all sorts of safety rules he's violating here. Okay, molten core is done, and I can get molten core fission reactor. That's going to maybe be the reactor that we will put into our ship. In order to have actual weapons, we need some better weapons than the basic stuff. So I'm looking for getting missile warfare, which means I need to get principles of space warfare. This will also help me get a bigger ship, which will fit. I can fit more missiles on it. So that's what we'll do. I've taken another point in China. That's because I finished Common Cause. I'm over my cap, but not by too much. I think it'll be okay. And that does give me more ability to direct it towards mission control and to actually benefit from the mission control. I will not be able to take any more points, but this will kind of help me be in a better position. Okay, space warfare complete. Really easy one. Really low amount of research to do, and I have to get now missile warfare. Missiles are the best choice to use early game, even probably mid game, to be honest. Independence movement's complete. And sorry, I'm saying something less horrible than normal. He actually has a point now. And most importantly, we will eventually unlock, where is it? Global command structure. That's what we really need for that. Now, so this one is going to be helpful eventually for that. Liberating. This is good for making our mines more effective. This would be great to get tier 2 orbitals, although I don't have the mission control for it quite yet. Yeah, let's go for orbitals. I'm not going to prioritize it, but it should finish fairly quickly. And humanity first managed to steal this out from us. They chose settlement habs, which that's fine. We'll need that eventually. So, and there wasn't anything super critical I was going for after missile warfare. Hopefully the techs projects will unlock quickly. Ugh, I hate this event. Solar flare. So it's reducing our mission control by 20%. So we're a little bit over now. It's not actually that terrible. Later on, when you have like 100 mission control, 20 mission control loss is awful. Or you can, pay boost, pay a bunch of money to reduce the loss, but yeah. So I'm now, I'm 2 over. Not great. But we will get back on track quickly with all the mission control we're building. Alright, settlement hab's done. They picked terrestrial military science. It's good for boosting military on Earth, which we don't really need yet. But very on theme for humanity first to pick something like that. And I don't really need tier 2 settlements yet, but I mean those will be useful eventually. Okay, and orbitals is done, which I could take advantage of, except don't have the mission control for it, thanks to that nasty solar flare. And mines are only coming up in another month. Protectorate big unity movements, which isn't that bad. It can help me with some shenanigans in China. Also can help unify North America into the United States, which will be quite helpful. After all, there's lots of mission control in Canada. Well, there's going to be some mission control in Mexico too. And we have our first Mars base. A bunch of science and influence. The mines won't come online for another month, but we have an actual presence there. And if I had the resources, I could add some modules here to boost my research, but can't really afford it. I'll be able to afford it very soon, though. Very soon. Alright, advanced atomic manipulation, initiative, picked industrialization of space. Pretty on point for them. And again, that's going to be actually useful eventually. Construction modules are very nice. And there's a lot of faction projects that help out. This helps longer term. It's going to be a while before this thing gets finished, though, because it's 15,000 science, sadly. Alright, here we go. I've got my first mining complexes up, so my volatiles has exploded into positive, my water, metals, fissiles, even noble metals. And then just all I need is one of those 2 drives to unlock. I finish that, and I can build my first spaceship. So hopefully that happens soon. Terrestrial military science is done, and they picked rival security. That's actually, yeah, I think that's actually important tech for. We'll see the project later, but it's not a terrible pick. Unfortunately, it's a lot of science, so we're not going to have any global techs done for a while. But I'm rushing for all of my projects. I got so many. I always need more research. Alright, here we go. Teardrop Drive, which is, I think, better of the 2. But, I mean, both are good, and this one's more reliable. It has a very high chance to unlock. So I'm going to immediately switch to it. Let's see here. Where's Teardrop? Ooh, 3,000. Ouch. So that'll be done in March. Which I think is when the incoming surveillance ship is actually getting here. Yeah, this gets here. Oh no, it gets here in January. It's the current one. They end their surveillance mission in March. So I think I'll have time to actually build the ship and do something about it. Yeah. Especially because I'll be increasing my space science a little bit too. So this is my basic monitor, and I have the teardrop drive. It has a thrust of, it was 98,000 for one Mars drive, 333,000, much stronger thrust, which means I actually have some decent combat acceleration. Cruise acceleration is pretty terrible, but it's below the 100 millig's it's recommended. But all I really need to do is defend stations and attack into very isolated alien ships in Earth orbit. Also, this is an open cycle, which means heat is expelled. That means my radiators are very light. It's 43 tons. If I were to use this closed cycle, and all 6 engines, I'm obtaining 148 tons. So it's a lot lighter in terms of my radiator. That's one of the advantages here. Also, I have a molten core 2. The molten core 1 is 4 tons per gigawatt. This one is 3.5 tons per gigawatt and is more efficient. So if I use 2, I have an extra weight of 91 tons. And I can't even use this one, but it would be heavier if I was using it. So if I go back to the large drive, right now it would be a weight of 24. 27, so a moderate amount increase, but as you upgrade your fission reactors, your nuclear power plant that's powering the ship here, it's going to get better. So let's go back to my correct drive. I have 6 propellant planks. It doesn't like that I have this low KPS, but I'm only going to be moving around in Earth orbit. 5 should be enough to go back, go out, hit a ship, and then hit an aliens, and hit back. I just have a basic lithium battery. I could have researched a lighter battery to reduce weight, but that is what it is. I don't really need a battery because I don't have any. I'm just firing missiles. I have the basic titanium array, expensive in nobles, but it's fine because that's later. The other radiator is 400 per waste heat, and this is 181. I have 3 magazines. Each of them increase my ammo by 50%, so I have 150% more ammo. And then I have 4 missile tubes, Artemis torpedoes. This is probably the ideal missile for an early game ship, very early game ship. And you could advance the tech a little bit and get better missiles, and then much later on you're going to have better weapons than this. But the aliens will have some point defense, but we're going to throw, well, let's see if it says here. Yeah, magazine says it's 15. Yeah. So with all these, I have 15 times 4. I have 60 missiles going at one ship. That ship's going to die, and I probably don't need more than like 2 or 3 of these. I suspect I'll have 2 just so in case one of these gets blown up, I'll still win the fight. But I'll probably only need to use 2. So we can go to ship construction. Oh, let's save my design first. So this is the review board. Oh, crap. I hate that. Okay, so I have to redo this. No big deal. Because we are the review board, and these aliens have not been getting any informed consent from their victims. Okay. And then I just have 1 armor, silicon armor. This is the latest armor I can get. Again, this is all basic stuff that you get just from existing. There are better armor types that are lighter and protect you more. The lighter it is, the better my acceleration is, the less propellant I have to bring along. So this is the review board, defender, and it's a monitor? Why does it keep changing that? That is very annoying. Radiator, battery, power plants, drive. There, okay. The review board, monitor, save the design. Yeah, it's only useful to defend space stations. That's fine. That's what we're trying to do with this. Done. Okay. Now we can start making our purchases. So, let us put in a review monitor. It takes 180 days. And I have a couple more space docks being built. That's going to come online in March. So 180 days from March is going to be. Let me do some math here. So September. You're leaving next month. Ooh, August. Okay, so I'm not going to get those other ships up This is coming out 180 days from February, which is 6 months, basically. So this is going to come out in August. Well, drat. I will not be able to stop this because my ship will be completing right after it finishes. That is disappointing. I was hoping I could shoot down a ship next episode, but I'll probably be able to do that. I'm sure they'll send more. And when they send more, we'll be ready. I'll have 2 or 3, and I'll be spending the rest of my resources on building up halves, which I'll do off screen. So just to sort of recap, left off, we have put into construction our very first actual spaceship, which will be used to take some shots at these scofflaws who are not getting IRB approval. We have 3 points in China now, so we're halfway to full control. I've also moved on Taiwan. There is a reason for that. I'll explain it when I actually am starting to do it. It's a little ways away. Of course, I have China, I have United States and Kazakhstan still. US is in great shape. Cohesion is almost up to 5. It bounces around when people try to sway my public opinion, and then I push it back. If I push it pretty high in the 70s, I'm getting cohesion of 5. So I just have a little bit more welfare where I'm pushing it down, pushing it back towards 5. So even when it's 60%, I'm still going to be okay. And it's pumping out mission control like crazy. Roughly 1 a month once my engineer does its advising and boosts its IP. China, totally onboarded free trade, just like the United States, even more so. And it's getting mission control out, not as fast, and I don't have as much access to it because half of the mission control is not available to me, but it's getting there. It's getting there. And Taiwan's making mission control. Kazakhstan is almost filled up with its funding. It's at 191. Once it gets past 216, I'll have to start doing something else. Probably trying to boost its research a little bit by boosting GDP and education. Maybe I'll try to fix their sustainability a little bit as well for role-playing purposes. You wouldn't really need to do this if it was for a regular game. In terms of research, I am getting some of the control point capacity. So transnational coordination in August gives me 40 more points, so that's another point of China right there. Administrative node, this is new. This is added in the recent patch, I think. You get 4 control point cap. You're only allowed to put 1 per module, but if I have 5 low Earth orbit modules, I get 20 more control point cap. You also get 3% bonus on production, so my science labs, they'll produce more. I don't think it's probably worth it on mines. You're paying water and volatiles. I mean, it could be worth it. I'd have to sort of math it out, which I might do off screen, but for now I'm trying to get my Earth orbitals all fixed up. And there's 3 global attacks that I did not pick that I'm probably not going to win because I'm focusing really hard on my projects instead of the globals. But unity movements, industrialization of space, rival security, all good. Alright, so next episode, we will shoot down an alien ship. Assuming they send one that we can shoot down, but I hope they do. See you all next time.